G'day guys, Enemy Duckman here. A little while ago, I made a video about the history of the Filthy Frank Wiki. If you haven't seen that video, I'd strongly suggest giving it a watch if you can. But if you haven't seen it, here's the short version. Fans of the Filthy Frank YouTube channel started a wiki in 2013 to document the Filthy Frank show and to try and make sense of the very complicated lore of the Filthy Frank universe. After the creator of the Filthy Frank show, Joji, began to appear in the show as himself, fans made a page for Joji on the wiki. However, some very questionable personal information was included on his page. This caused Joji himself to make an account on the wiki and request that the admin, who goes by the name Raniero R, take the wiki down. After a short but heated back and forth, an agreement was finally reached where the page would be removed, but the wiki itself would be able to stay. The wiki had been saved, and it would remain online, maintained by Raniero, all the way up until now in 2024. That was until about 2 weeks ago. On the 6th of September 2024, user ImpMetal would post on the Filthy Frank subreddit claiming that the wiki appeared to be offline. Visiting the wiki unfortunately confirmed this to be true. A message would be displayed claiming that the English wiki at this URL has been closed, but here are related wikis in other languages. A link was provided to the Spanish Filthy Frank wiki, but this was completely empty. Español! Fans were gobsmacked by the wiki's removal. The wiki had survived Joji's takedown attempt 10 years earlier, so what had changed? Unfortunately, there were no clues at this stage as to what had happened. Now, almost immediately, viewers of my channel started reaching out to me about this, because of the video that I had made about the topic. Wanting to provide an answer to my audience about what had happened, I tried looking into it, but I couldn't find an obvious reason why the site was taken down. But then I remembered, the site's admin, Raniero, had reached out to me via email after my last video to share some kind words and extra information. That meant that I had their email. So I decided to try my luck and email them, asking them if they knew what had happened, and if I could share that information. Very quickly, Raniero actually responded and told me the following. This is the first I'm hearing about it being down. I haven't been notified, and as the sole bureaucrat, I could have asked for it to have been taken down, but haven't. Likely, it was taken down by Fandom due to the offensive nature of the wiki, such as slurs and whatnot. Later, I'll put in a request for info with Fandom. Also, I don't mind you sharing whatever we discuss, as it should help enlighten people. So, it seemed that Fandom, the wiki's host, had taken the site down. Furthermore, Raniero didn't even know that the site was down, because Fandom didn't even extend the courtesy of contacting them about it. A day later, Raniero followed up with the following email. I have placed an appeal, and we will see how it goes. However, I doubt that we have any chance that it will be appealed, sadly. Of course, the culture has shifted on his content, and it is very offensive now. When I was editing the wiki again, it was sending me conflict warnings due to the use of swears and slurs, and preventing me from editing, so if it does come back, I will need to heavily censor it. Oh well, thanks for notifying me anyways, we shall see. Included with this email was the appeal that Raniero had raised. I won't read out the whole appeal, it's on screen, but in summary, Raniero requested that the wiki be reinstated with a promise to resolve any of the outstanding issues that had led to the wiki's closure. So, we waited with much anticipation, until Raniero sent me this update. This was their response. Fandom will close wikis with poor choices in topic or content. In your case, the wiki you moderated had very offensive content, to a level that don't believe it can be brought within our standards, given the nature of the topic. Unfortunately, this means that we are no longer willing to host the wiki. So, it has been removed due to the new policies and the offensive nature. If you can, it would be nice to let your viewers know in a comment that it was closed due to offensive reasons so they know exactly why. Otherwise, it is what it is. I have no plans of starting another wiki, anywhere, or rehosting. Now this was, of course, very disappointing to read. The wiki had been closed due to seemingly offensive content and would not be reinstated. Now, at this point in the video, I could very easily go into a monologue about how ridiculous this is, how Filthy Frank content is intended to be parody, how this content was seemingly appropriate for 10 years, but apparently not appropriate in 2024, and so on. But the fact of the matter is, Fandom is the site's host, they didn't like it, and they took it down. At the end of the day, they make money by running ads, and no company wants to run ads next to controversial content. As one user on Reddit very aptly said, "This is one of the reasons why you shouldn't use Fandom. It's a trash website littered with a bunch of advertisements." And this was going to be the correct way forward. If fans still wanted the wiki, it would need to move somewhere else. But what about all that material that was already on the existing wiki? Would it be lost to time? Raniero, however, had the answer in their final email. "I'll likely be recreating portions of the Filthy Frank Wiki on another hosting site, most likely mirrorhees.org, mostly for key articles like characters and lore. I've requested the database dump, and the wiki will reopen for a couple of days to allow me to copy over anything I want to save." So, it seems Raniero had in fact decided to at least try and start another wiki. Furthermore, he had managed to convince Fandom to at least temporarily reopen the wiki to allow a backup of the site's contents. At the time of making this video, the wiki is actually open again, although temporarily, with a warning at the top warning users about its closure. Now, currently, a new Filthy Frank Wiki does not exist yet. If one does get created, I'll be sure to link to it at the top of this video's description. However, I do unfortunately have to note that there is no guarantee that the Filthy Frank Wiki will come back. And even if it does, it could take a long time for the wiki to come back to its original form. So, at this stage, we'll just have to wait and see if there's enough motivation from fans and Raniero to recreate the wiki elsewhere. Watch this space. Anyway, that's all the news I have on the Filthy Frank Wiki for now. If I hear anything else, I'll be sure to update you here on my channel. But for now, this has been NB Duckman. Thank you so much for watching.